The Russian President Vladimir Putin has congratulated Donald Trump on his historic election victory and indicated he's ready to talk to restore relations with the incoming US leader. Moscow has been left isolated by the West after launching its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022. Kyiv's soldiers continue to fight, but Russia now controls about a fifth of Ukrainian territory and is demanding the country drop its NATO ambitions and remain neutral for there to be peace. During the election campaign, Donald Trump claimed he could end the conflict in Ukraine in 24 hours. Speaking at an international forum in the Black Sea resort of Sochi, Mr. Putin said he's open to dialogue with the US.
I don't want to comment right now on what was said consciously during the election campaign. I think it was said deliberately in the fight for votes, but it doesn't matter. What was said in the desire to restore relations with Russia to help end the Ukrainian crisis, in my opinion, seems to deserve at least attention. I have already said that we will work with any head of state who is trusted by the American people.
Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin had several face-to-face meetings during Mr. Trump's first term. The president-elect says he hasn't spoken to the Russian leader since his election victory, but there has been a call with the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, who's expressed concern about Mr. Trump's assertion that the war could end in a day. Kyiv says 11,000 North Korean troops are on the ground in Russia's border regions with Ukraine. The Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky fears Pyongyang will be further dragged into the war unless action is taken.
We are now warning, and we believe so, that the next step, if we won't use appropriate weapons and political pressure on the Russian Federation, the next step might be much bigger involvement of the North Korean contingent, because Putin always evaluates the reaction of the world. In my opinion, today, this reaction is not enough.
For Ukrainians in the western city of Lviv, there are mixed feelings about the US election result. Residents are expressing both fear and optimism about the change of power in Washington.
I don't think anyone here is not following it, because we need the weapons, we need the help. Where else can we get it if we can't make it on our own? Only a strong country like the US can stand up to Russia.
When Trump was president the first time, he supplied us with weapons. The Russians didn't invade then. There was a pause. Everyone remembers that. Then the Democrats came in. Biden became president. And then the Russians invaded, right?
Under Joe Biden's leadership, the US has supplied billions of dollars in military aid for Kyiv to fight the Kremlin's forces and introduced crippling sanctions on Russia. Earlier this year, Congress signed off on a $91 billion support package. The White House says the US will continue to fast-track aid to Kyiv before Donald Trump takes over in January.
We're going to continue to make sure that they have the strongest, everything that they need on the battlefield to push back against Russia's aggression. So that certainly doesn't change. And we have taken action to strengthen Ukraine's air defenses and enhance their battlefield capabilities. And so we are committed. We continue to be committed. But we've been surging that aid for some time.